What's up, Gwen?
What's up? Not much. Enjoying the music. I always love the song.
I've always got to find a new spot. Like I don't like anything to be unique. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to redo my theme song probably for the year anniversary when I have Kenneth Drake on.
That'd be cool. I have some suggestions of who might can help.
Oh, I know exactly who can help.
Yep.
But no, I'm looking forward to this. So how's everything going with you? I know you got surgery coming up and stuff.
We scheduled it yesterday. It's going to be for the 25th, so that show may be just a little bit different. Yeah, but it's going to be fine. Hey, everybody. Who we got? Sean and Blaine. Hey, Blaine. Morgan.
I see Sean. I see Blaine. I see Morgan. Blaine, which reminds me, before we get into the show, Blaine, I need to schedule you to come on my show later in the year if you'd be interested.
I'm sure he will.
But yeah, no. So I know you got surgery coming up.
Yep.
You're gonna be a little bit below the Hey, Russ. You're gonna be a little bit, I guess you could say below the weather, but not sick wise, just in pain.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I can push through. I've been pushing through this far. But anyway, hey, Jeremy, Russ, and Melinda. Yep. Everybody. Good gracious.
Hey, Russ, yeah. I'll text you after the show, brother. I need details on that. Make sure you're all right. But tonight, let me tell you, I'm excited for the show that we have tonight. He's a good friend of mine. I've investigated with him in the past. We did an event together at the New England College in Henniker. And Morgan introduced us I think it was Morgan that introduced us at the Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention. And ever since then, we just kind of clicked. And let me tell you, good dude all around. And he not the most well-known, I guess you could say, in the field, but the dude's got knowledge. This dude is awesome. So I am looking forward to this show. And let me tell you, it's going to be an amazing conversation. We're going to touch on several different topics. Everything from the paranormal to maybe a little bit of other things that might be a little bit weird for y'all out there watching. But it's going to be a great show. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the Paranormal Unveiled Family, Thomas Donahue.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Tom, how you doing, brother?
Doing well. I can't wait to get weird with you.
Oh, trust me, it might get. But I promise for this show only, I'll keep my pants on.
Oh, jeez, bummer.
Yeah, he doesn't always keep his promises that way. So
I know.
Gwen, you want to put up the disclaimer just in case, by the way?
Yes, of course. That was my next step. He knows me well. There you go.
Make it sure. So, Thomas, you have been in the paranormal field for how long now?
I started back in 2005.
2005?
So, yeah.
So only, I think 2 years after I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's been a while. And like I said in my bio, I really didn't think paranormal investigation was a thing. I mean, until I stumbled across a couple plumbers moonlighting as ghost hunters on a show, I was like, wow, this is a thing. People are inventing devices, as scientists and doctors, and trying to capture evidence. I was like, this is something I can do. I can get into. And luckily I went out my first time and I caught a Class A EVP, and I was instantly hooked. So yeah, and I've been doing it since.
So as long as it's on a good note, I don't mind calling it out. I assume the show is Ghost Hunters.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know what I could say or not, but yeah.
yeah. As long as it's on a good note, yes.
Yes.
So I know that you grew up in probably the same time era that I did. You had Ghostbusters. You had, which I love that movie. I
Yes.
dress up as a Ghostbuster every year for Halloween.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Morgan actually completed my costume this year. She got me the deluxe proton pack, and I
Morgan,
can't wait to
where's
wear that
mine?
next year.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Where's mine?
I cannot wait to wear that next year.
When I was a kid, I just put a backpack on with some books, and I grabbed a wiffle ball bat and a rope, and I just ran around, and that was me busting ghosts in the 80s. So
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. So do you happen to remember a show called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
So there was a guy, I don't remember what role he played in Star Trek, but his name is Jonathan Frakes, and
Yeah.
he was the host of it.
Yeah, number
great
2
show.
or number 1, I think. Yeah, Will Riker, I think he was.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great show. I enjoyed it, but a lot of people forget about the kind of like the OG paranormal show, in my opinion, MTV's Fear.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
They took these people unknowingly and just put them in the most awkward situations ever.
Yes, yeah, and really bad POV cameras right on their faces.
Oh God, yeah, like right in their face.
Yeah. That was great.
Like the whole show was basically the Blair Witch Project scene where the chick had the camera in her face and she had snot running down her nose.
That was great.
Such a great show. So let me ask you, besides the Class A EVP and finally stumbling across Ghost Hunters, and I think you said that was in what, 2005?
I stumbled across Ghost Hunters in 2004. Right at the end of 2004. I think it was like during Halloween, and they were doing a marathon on their channel they were on. I was like, what is this? Okay, this looks pretty cool. And the first one I saw was them in that jail down in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Eastern State.
Eastern State, yeah. And like the first thing I see is that shadow just right up to the camera and then back off. I'm like, what the heck is that? And, yeah.
That was such a weird video.
Yeah. So, it really was.
Did you ever have an interest in the paranormal before that? Besides, growing up on Ghostbusters and, unsolved mysteries and such. Did you have an interest?
Yeah, I did. I always liked the genre of that. I always liked the just conquering that fear of the unknown, what's around that dark corner, what's in that creepy basement, and try to go down. I always felt like there was something at my grandmother's house. My biological grandfather died years before I was even born, and that was the house he built. And I just always felt like down in his basement was the family room where he would sit, and I always thought that was not my area to be at, like especially when I was reading books and stuff. And I always liked that feeling of like trying to connect and try to find what is behind that corner, what is down in that basement. So I always had an interest in it. Yep.
Hey, Joe, I see all you guys joining in. If you guys just see me do this, I'm acknowledging you when your comments pop up. I'm not trying to interrupt Tom while he's talking. So when you caught this Class A EVP for the first time, right?
Yep.
And we all probably remember the first EVP that we captured. And what was your reaction to it?
I was actually really frustrated because it was hours and hours of going through the evidence and listening to the digital recorder. I had nothing, just us guys out in the location we were at. And then it was probably the last 2 or 3 minutes of me recording before the end of the night. And I was like, no, I cannot believe I just heard what I just heard. There's no way. Two direct responses to my questions. And I kept on playing it over. And I actually ended up having to take it to a local ghost hunting team, paranormal team that was in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I played it for the people, and they're like, yeah, that's Class A. Can we put it up on our website? And do you mind? And everything. I'm like, no, here it is. But yeah, I was shocked, and yeah, it was amazing feeling.
So I'm going to assume, and this is just me,
James.
I'm going to assume that whenever you gave them permission, they gave you your due credit.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I have encountered in the past so many teams out there when you kind of collaborate and get, you want opinions. And if you capture something really great, they're just basically say, hey, we captured this. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's toxic.
It is. I mean, it's kind of like using your stuff as a stepping stone to promote them. And, I know you guys were saying earlier, like you're trying to find all this stuff on me, but like not well known. I'm not trying to do it to be well known. I'm just like doing it to finances, and I have a blast doing it. So
No,
it was,
and,
yeah.
and I wasn't
Yeah.
saying that
Oh,
with
I
any
know.
amount of, I
I know
wasn't
where.
saying that with any
Yeah.
amount of disrespect for the record.
Yeah, I know that, Nathaniel. I know
Oh,
that.
Me
Yeah.
either. I was just trying to make sure I knew enough, and I was like, I can't find a lot.
Yeah. I
But
keep
then-
a low profile.
Look, that's
For me,
smart.
so for me, because I've investigated with him and I've watched his methods.
Yep.
I know how the guy works. He should be more recognized.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
He's
So
very
you as
humble.
well. You as well.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to be any more recognized than what I already am. But no, like I am really looking forward to this conversation. And another thing that I wanted to touch on, we went to the New England College here in Henniker.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had an amazing turnout for that event, did we not?
Oh, we absolutely did. A little bit of background on that. My daughter is a student there at New England College up in Henniker. She's a senior this year, but as an RA, she has to put on events every few months to get the other students involved and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been out with me before tons of times investigating, and she's like, well, during Halloween time, I would like to do an investigation at my college, Dad. Do you think you could help and bring a couple of your friends along? And yeah, so we've been doing that every single year since she's been in college. So this was year 4. And this year, this past Halloween, the first person I really thought it was Nathaniel Morgan to come along, because I met them. We really clicked it off. Candace and Derek, the Fetters there.
I love them. I love them.
They've come a few times. Monique Too Soon, she's been out to do that. My good friend Mandy, she's been out a couple times. But yeah, it's an amazing event, and the crowds keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So the word spreads on our college. She actually won RA Event of the Year one year because of the investigation thing. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a good little event.
I wouldn't call it a little event. Because I feel like for me, for a private investigation, just meant for the college kids, right?
Yeah,
that was a really good turnout.
Yes, yeah. I mean, again, it just builds every year. Like every year, people had experiences, and people getting, that I know people are going for. A lot of the students are going for the thrill of it, and they got them every year. They gotten stuff, so the word spreads, and more people come out. And it's a great thing.
Matter of fact, there was a group of kids, and I know you'll recall this. There was a group of kids that after they investigated with me and Morgan in the it wasn't the carriage house. It was I don't remember the name of that building.
Oh, it was the middle building off to the side.
Yes, we had the admin building, we had the carriage house, and there was another one.
Yeah, I forget what that was too. I just stayed in the admin building the whole time. So,
he did.
Yeah.
But that whole group of kids left.
Yeah. They were out of there.
So I decided to try and experiment with one of the kids, and I put them in the Estes method. And I told them, hey, if just yell out, I'm done if you're done. And we were sitting there asking questions, getting pertinent responses. And Morgan was sitting there with me, and she was like, well, I'm picking up on this. I think she said some kind of like what she would consider a stable boy or whatever. And like literally what she was picking up on was almost perfectly matching what was being yelled out by the girl that was under Estes. Nice. And her cohorts that were sitting around the table, they're just sitting there like, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. And then we pulled her out, which I scared the crap out of her when I did that on accident. I walked back there and I tapped her on the knee, and she about jumped out of that chair. So I come out and I'm like, does anybody else want to give it an attempt? We have about 10 more minutes in the building. Mm-hmm. And someone volunteered, and they went back there, nothing. The whole time they sat back there, they heard nothing. Which reminds me, I still have the audio recording from that I need to go over, because I want to see if we captured anything on EVP.
Yeah.
I need to do that. And I will write myself a note right now, Tom, because I want to do that, because it's still on my voice recorder. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I'm glad you got to set up EVP because digital recorder, because I did the first couple events and I just couldn't there was so much contamination, like kids just screaming and hollering and everything. I'm like, yeah. Not listening to 4 hours of this. I can't really pull anything from it anymore. But I hope you caught something.
I agree with you on that, and that is my concern, which is why I have a secondary program that I run my EVPs through that will break it down to the human vocal range. So I can tell whether or not something's outside of the human vocal range. That's what I will focus on.
Nice. Mr. Fancy Pants over there.
Not really. It's a free software. When I pull up my laptop and I fire it up again, I'll send you the software name. It's a free software.
Yeah. Please do.
You put in your audio and you'll see where it gives you 2 lines and it tells you what the human vocal range is.
Okay.
And when you see something that falls behind that, like below it or above it, that's the area you need to focus on.
Gotcha. All right.
It's very helpful for investigations where you're in there for a long period of time and you have a recorder consistently running.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on what was going on in the admin building, okay? Because watching you using the dowsing rods, do you think that you have abilities?
I personally don't think so, but I've been told by a few people that I do have something. I do have some sort of flavor or something. I never really explored that. I don't know. I don't want to say, I'm a psychic medium or I'm a medium or this and that and have it not be true. So fair. Fair. And I just, I go with what I do feel with my body into certain areas and stuff like that. I mean, that's, what happened with me and Morgan when we were in the admin building that time. You wanted to go all the way up, and her and I just kind of stopped because I just felt like I was like kind of stepping through water. It was real thick. I got, the electrical current through me, and I was being pulled into the direction. And again, Morgan's just like, "Do you feel that?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yep. She goes, "That's where we need to go after this." She goes, "That's where it's pulling us." And that's when we did the dowsing rod section over in that area and everything. And
that was it, for anyone, obviously, if you weren't a college kid at the college that missed that, that was astounding.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, the flashlight completely killing it out during a question and answer session and everything. It was good. Yeah. If
I'm not mistaken, we had 2 flashlights completely die, didn't we?
Yep. Yeah, I know it was mine and somebody else's they were holding one in this.
I think it was my flashlight.
Was it? Yeah, it was so many kids. It was so many people in that back doorway.
We went up to the top floor and I was going to use my flashlight to walk to the end and it wouldn't turn on. I'm like, well, it's a straight hallway. Fuck it, I don't need it. But no, like watching how him and Morgan were going back and forth while he was using the dowsing rods, like that was beyond amazing to me. And I still to this day do not understand it.
Yeah, and I wish I could give an answer on, like, I've never used dowsing rods for the majority of me investigating. I just recently started using them within the last like 2 years. I started to like really cut back on I mean, I don't want to call them gimmick devices, but I don't come all fully geared up when setting all this stuff up. I'm drawing it back to a real basis. I'm like, I've seen people use these. Let me see if they actually work and if I can get them to go. And yeah, I can get those things going pretty good almost every time now. So there's something there.
So Gwen, to give you some context, picture Bill with dowsing rods. That's Tom.
Oh, that's cool because he's good with them too. I've seen him with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Bill is the only other person I've seen use dowsing rods that impressed me as much as Tom did.
Is that your favorite thing to use? Like you're very.
It is now. It is now.
Okay,
like, yeah. I've like I said, I try to draw back. I know people like, and I'm not knocking any device out there. There's no set method to catch evidence. So it's it's not like step A, get a tattoo. Step B, have past trauma. Step 3, wear black, and you're gonna go out and catch a ghost. But it's if you're able to catch evidence with something, you're able to back it up. That's awesome. But I hate lugging everything around. I got like 4 or 5 cases, a backpack, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna set all this.
Hey, take what works for you.
Yeah. Nathaniel brings the whole household of stuff.
Oh, I do. He saw what I brought. I do. And let me tell you, that stuff is not easy to lug around.
Yeah.
I hope you at least have some wheels on something, Nathaniel.
Yeah, he does.
Actually,
yeah.
I do. What I brought to the Henniker event is a quarter of what I have.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't.
That was a few trips.
And here's the great thing: I don't really use gimmick devices. Yeah, do I have a motion sensor music box? But let's be honest: if you hit metal hard enough and it reverberates off of metal, it will actually set those off. So, here's the thing: do I have some of those what I would call gimmick devices, as you were going to word it earlier? And that's a perfect description, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do I trust them? No. I do trust my crystal pod made by Lord Hellickson now.
Yeah, she was explaining that to me. Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah.
The only time I have ever had that thing go off in the 3 years that I have owned it was in the carriage house.
Wow.
And no one was around it.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, we all heard it, and me and 2 of the other students walked over to look. There's no one in the building. The only time in 3 years that I've used that piece of equipment that I've ever had it go off.
Wow.
Dang.
Nice.
Because it works off of electrostatic. It doesn't work off of proximity.
Yeah, you were showing me that before. Yeah, with doing awesome. The pen test. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so amazing. So
I would love to, if we, the next time I actually get to see you guys, maybe you can use it with me there. That would
I mean, any event that I'm ever at, Gwen, if you're going to be there, I'll bring it with me just so you can actually see it in person.
Oh, yeah. Usually it's somewhere you have to fly to. And I'm sorry. I know you don't want to take your best favorite stuff.
Well, no, I don't want to pay for the fucking carry. I don't want to pay for the
exactly.
But I mean, but for Broadhead, when I go to the beer brawl, I am paying for extra baggage because I am bringing some of my equipment with me.
Oh, cool.
But but so going back to the college event, like we went upstairs at some point and we decided. Well, I guess technically I decided that someone needs to go and do the Estes method. And I'm like, I'm down. So, from my understanding, because obviously I cannot hear the questions you guys are asking.
Yeah.
There was an intense exchange there.
Yeah, I mean, I know that kind of situation, we let the students ask the questions, and they were getting good responses back from Nathaniel, but the thing that really hit home was it directing us to, somebody asked, "Where are you?" And it said, it's the room with the 4 windows. And this used to be an old bed and breakfast stop in Henniker. So they did rent out rooms all the way upstairs. And like every bedroom in here basically only has 2 windows. But at the very, very end was a conjoining room that was wide open. So it had 4 total. So one big room. And like.
And that was the room I was in, correct?
Yep. And it's like, wow, that's just crazy. And we had a couple. Was it the strip EMF light thing go off too, or
yes,
and that started going off too when it was saying where it was. It almost like followed right down to where Nathaniel was. So it was good good evidence and confirmation there that something was going on. It was awesome.
and I don't know who asked a question, but someone had asked something, and when you Morgan decided to pull me out, I had gotten the word, which does not come through a spirit box, because a spirit box, they run through, FM radio waves, and certain words are filtered out. I remember saying something along the lines of "fuck you" or something along those.
Yeah, you were swearing. So so if it's coming over broadcast radio, FM or AM, like Nathaniel said, that's not gonna say. And you said it a couple times. So
at least 3 that I can think of.
Yeah. So, I mean, the supposed spirit, that known spirit there, we call him the dark hat, top hat traveler. So he identified himself in past investigations as somebody that traveled through and used that bed and breakfast a few times. And he's not nice. He seems to hold spirits there. And that was definitely not like a college kid telling Nathaniel to go screw himself or F off or anything like that. So it was, and we immediately connected it to him. So,
and I can tell you, out of all of my years of doing the paranormal and doing Estes methods, I've done Estes methods on the USS Salem. I've done Estes methods down in Alabama when I went to the Sloss Furnaces. I did Estes method at the St. Augustine Lighthouse in the Castillo de San Marcos. I have never heard a cuss word come through on an Estes method.
and it's just multiple times too. So, I mean,
that was shocking to me.
Yeah. And it
wanted
you out of there.
I almost didn't want to say it because I swore I was mishearing it. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure, like, obviously you have to have that split timing in your head where you have that split second where you're like, did I hear that? Yes, that's exactly what I heard. And you got to yell it out because someone's asking a question. You've got to give them that response.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like we all had an interesting experience as well the same night when we went down to find the grave of Ocean-born Mary.
Yeah. Yeah. That was...
Whatever was in the woods.
Yeah.
So, do you want to walk us through that process and describe exactly what was going on?
Yeah. So in the middle of the yeah. Miss you too, Alan. Alan's the best, man.
I love Alan.
Yeah, Alan and Larissa are amazing people. Love those guys. No, but in the middle of the campus is a cemetery, and famous, haunted stories of Ocean-born Mary, and she's buried there. So we went there last year during an investigation, had some stuff, but I wanted Nathaniel and Morgan and the other people that we were with to check it out as well, because just wanted to see if Morgan tipped off or anything. Because I remember what I felt from the previous investigation in the area I felt it from. And, everybody went there. They went up to the headstone and was asking questions and got a REM pod out to see if it would respond. But immediately I was drawn back to where previously I saw a dark shadow just down in the woods. It's down a hill, and Greg and Morgan's like, yeah, I need to go over there too. She goes, I got to go over there. There's something being drawn over there. And yeah, we went there, and I mean, this is October. It was cold outside, and it felt humidity, heavy air. It felt really thick, a little bit tightness in the chest. We had Candace Fetters with us. She started feeling something over there as well. She walked over. So, but yeah, it was crazy. Like to have that many people feel from that exact area and not really say anything to each other. Like we all just kind of shambled over to that and then said, all right, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah, same thing here. And,
you know what I just realized now that you say that? We all kind of assembled in the same spot. I know that your daughter and her friend, they kind of wandered off deeper into the cemetery.
Yeah.
But me, you, Morgan, Candace, and Derek were pretty much all in the same area.
Yeah.
And it just clicked in my head that I was using my iPhone and I was snapping photographs in that direction before that's the direction that we decided to go in.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah, it is. I immediately felt that I didn't want anything really to do with the, asking questions at the headstone or anything like that. I'm like, something's over there. I want to go over there. And like I said, we kind of just shambled like the Walking Dead over there. We all just
literally, it's how it was.
Yeah, and there was almost like we didn't want to go past a certain point either. Like we just went like right up to the edge of the barrier, and none of us went any forward. We were just like, all right, let's just stay in this moment, see what happens, see what we feel, and discuss it.
If I recollect correctly, the only one that ventured beyond the point where we decided to stop was Morgan. She went headlong into the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no trails. There was no more headstones or anything like that. It was just woods down. Yeah, there was just woods down to a creek.
And I saw this little drop off. I'm like, Morgan, I've got a flashlight. Do you see the drop off?
Yeah, she was. She wanted to keep on going, probably because she's more in tune with her abilities and stronger pull to it.
Oh, let me tell you, she has made a believer out of me when it comes to mediums.
Yeah, she's great. She's amazing.
She is.
Yeah,
we're bragging on you, Morgan.
I have to, not because I'm legally obliged, for the record. But no,
let me send hand just to make sure. Okay.
But no, like, let me tell you, like, she has stunned me with her abilities.
Yeah.
And it's not often I can say that I am left stunned. So we went, for the record, before the event, that pizza place had delicious pizza.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
It just took forever to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it's good. I've eaten there plenty of times, and my daughter now lives above it, so I'm sure she's snacking on it all the time too. But yeah, it's nice.
No, they
spot.
have great pizza.
Yeah, nice.
I'm just curious. Do they have a Philly cheesesteak? I know this is completely off topic. I'm just curious.
Yes, I've gotten steak and cheese there. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. Yep. Decent.
I know what I'm getting next time.
Yep. Decent steak and cheese.
I love me a good steak and cheese. So,
me too.
So when it comes to your investigative process, Tom, do you prefer? I know you said earlier you kind of stray away from what you would call the gimmick gadgets. So, would you consider yourself more of an old school guy, the guy that's going to pull out like just a regular recorder and camera, or do you enjoy using the gadget, or do you want a good mixture?
So, me personally, now lately, I've just been camera and digital recorder, 1,000 rods. Now, if it's a huge location, bunch of people, all right, I'm going to break out my gimmick stuff, but I'm going to try to have multiple devices in that same location. So it's not if I'm just using an SLS and I see a stick figure off in the distance, I can't just say, it's haunted. There's a ghost over there. But I see a stick figure and there's a REM pod going off next to it, and then a music box a couple feet away going off all at the same time. I'm just like, okay, now it's something out of the normal. Alan, you're always hungry. Bat.
That's true. He is.
But yeah, no, and that's when I'll use it. If like we're in a big location, I can't cover everything, and I can set up a X camera and have multiple devices in one little location, and they're all start going off. Then I can say, all right, that's a little bit weird, and then just maybe a random REM pod hit, and then nothing for the rest of the night, just a quick beep, and I go, oh my gosh, this place is completely haunted. You see that? And
that's fair. I'm actually in the process. I want to build my own SLS camera.
Yeah, you were just saying that earlier. Yeah.
But not for the reason that most people think. I want to build mine to show people how easy it is to catch false positives.
And it is. It's so easy.
So many people don't realize that. You watch stuff on the TV, right? Here's the thing. It's TV.
Yeah.
It is amplified and accentuated for the viewing audience for ratings. I want to be able to build an SLS camera and show people the different aspects that can pick up and collect and make this stick figure appear. So this way, maybe when you're going through and watching these shows, you're looking at it from a little bit more of a different aspect with more of a grain of salt, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the false positives are just, create, like, again, especially at distance, you can catch a beam and there might be a chair kind of behind the beam that is going to pick up. It looks like it has the stick figure now has an arm because of the arm of the chair, and the chair's out. It's, oh my gosh, look at this, a ghost over there. Look, he's waving at me. And it's like,
yeah, exactly. And so for the record, anyone out there that likes to use apps like Tom knows I do, Tom has a copy of my book.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, do not trust SLS apps. They don't work.
Yeah.
They don't work. Let me tell you, I have a picture of a haunted jug of water, or the gallon-sized jug that had a stick figure in it. I am willing to sell you that jug of water with the picture as credential for the confirmation that it is indeed haunted for like $150.
Sold.
Yeah.
So you've been to a lot of locations though, Tom. Like you've been to Wilson Castle, correct?
Yep. Love the shirt. Love Wilson. Yeah, people up there. Andy's amazing. Yeah, love that place.
Yeah, I had to get some of the artifacts. Like they sell the artifacts. Like whenever I had to get some for my collection. I had to. You've been to the Hinsdale house.
Yes. Yep.
So can I ask you? Can you give us a list of some of the locations you've been to? Like some of your more favorite locations?
Geez, I don't want to get myself in trouble by saying
no. Do not get yourself.
They're all my favorite. They're all my favorite. But
look. This is the Paranormal Unveiled. I'm not asking you. Give me your top three.
The top three. USS Salem.
Oh, I love that place.
That That was that place is so amazing. I've been a few times. It's never let me down going there. I love that ship. Um, Geez, Wilson Castle. It's got to be. I love going to Wilson. It's such a nice investigation. It's not like
It's a
everybody running around.
beautiful place.
Beautiful, beautiful. You don't have people running around yelling demon, demon, demon. It's just, it's a nice investigation.
Hey, Sammy.
Gosh, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I love the Hinsdale. I mean, I love Wildwood Sanatorium.
I've not been yet
Yeah, that's a
to either
great.
one.
Yeah, those are two great ones out there in Western New York. Just had the opportunity to go to Penhurst back in October.
Nice.
That place was amazing too.
I will hurt you.
that place was amazing, but there's just so many. So yeah, but yeah, definitely USS Salem is all the way up there. Wilson Castle, Hinsdale, Wildwood, they're all great. So I don't. If I left anybody out, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All these locations are amazing.
Yes. So my first public investigation that I ever did with a team, that I was invited to do as a guest, was with Larissa and Alan at the USS Salem.
Oh man, talk about getting tossed into the fire.
Oh, trust me. But you know what? Me and Alan, we work really well together. Like, we have a similar mindset.
Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing I hate about the USS Salem. It is so easy to get lost.
Oh God, yeah.
Everything looks the fucking same.
As soon as those lights go out, if you get off that little guided path with the arrows, forget about it. You're done.
3 times I tried to find my way to the deck so I could go upstairs and smoke a cigarette, and 3 times I ended up in the wrong fucking place. Like, I love the ship. I mean, the activity we had, it was relatively quiet for the night. We did have some good interaction. And there was a few things that I had brought up, like I knew that there was a casualty that didn't have anything to do with the ship, and some of the people were brought on the ship that I asked about the person that was running it. I don't remember the guy's name.
Might have been Don. Usually,
it could have been.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, not many people know about that." Well, I researched before I come here.
Yeah,
that's what I do. But no, like, overall, the interaction that we had that night was decent. And me and Alan, we had a great time.
Yeah, Alan.
That's how I think it's the first time I met Alan, actually. I might have met him one time before that, I don't remember. But, dude, that place, I love it. Wilson Castle. So, I had heard so much hype about Wilson Castle before I went there.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love the location. I love it when you go up to the second floor, and you know how they have that organ there?
Yeah.
And you're looking down, and you see that stained glass. God, it's such a beautiful view. It was a really quiet night for us.
Really? Huh? That's
well, for me it was.
Yeah.
I feel like there was activity going on everywhere that I wasn't.
The thing I found with Wilson is the larger the crowd, the less activity. So every time I go there, I usually try to break off from the big group and just find a corner in that place and just sit down with me or a couple of people. Me and Candace did that the last time we had an event there, and sure enough, we both. I heard a breath. I went by myself, and it was that rotunda room on the 3rd floor with the baby stroller in there.
The round room, right?
Yeah, and it was just me, and I could hear something, a couple of footsteps. I'm like, "Is that you? Is that you?" And literally, it was right in my ear, and I went. I sprinted out of there because I needed to grab another investigator to prove what I heard. Okay, not because I was scared.
Yeah.
And I went. I grabbed Candace and said, "Candace Feathers." I'm like, "You got to come with me. You got to come with me." And she's like, "Okay." And I told her what I heard, and then it came in right between us, the breath again. And her and I, we went to go get more investigators as fast as we could. But yeah, it's crazy there. I love it.
Hey, Len. So let me ask you, Tom. When you're on an investigation, you have a slow point, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever try to prank your other investigators, like give them a good jump scare if things are slow? I feel like that's a necessity.
Yeah, you have to break the rhythm. You got to break the rhythm. If you're having some downtime and got to pick a target, an easy target, like Alan would be the easiest target in any investigation.
Alan tried me at Wilson Castle. That's why I brought it up. Because I was upstairs walking around with Morgan, and all of a sudden I hear in my ear, "What are you doing?" And I turned around, I was like, "I assume the same thing you are." And he was like, "Okay."
I did get pranked there, but not by a person. It was my first time going there, and we did the overnight. It wasn't an event, but it was just us renting out the place. And I went all the way downstairs to use the restroom, and nobody ever told me about the bats. And it was about 2 in the morning, and I opened up that bathroom door, and and you could ask all the other investigators there. I screamed like a little girl when that happened.
I can only imagine.
I was petrified. I had no idea about those bats, and yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine. So there's something else I want to touch on, but before I touch on it, Morgan, if you're still listening, I need you to leave for a minute.
Ixnay oude nawe morgue.
Say okay.
Hold on.
When you've left. Because I want to touch on something that me and you and Morgan had discussed at the New Hampshire College event.
Yeah.
All right, Morgan, are you gone? You still there?
I'm waiting for the response. She wants no information about it, but I've heard it's a very intriguing spot. So,
all right, hold on, she's going.
All right, we're gonna give her like 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. So there's this baseball field you were telling me about.
Yes, in Litchfield, New Hampshire. Yes, actually, your guest, I think you had him on last week. Thomas, I'll butcher his last name. The author there,
D'Agostino.
Yes, he wrote. I bought a book of his 20 years ago about haunted locations in New Hampshire, and he had this baseball field. And the school that I went to in grade school, and I grew up there, and I'm like, that place is like, I remember that my school, the teachers, like stuff being moved, pencils getting away, always like a whisper or something going on there. And I was like, oh my gosh, this place is actually.
Alan's right. We did. We were outside by that bonfire until like 6:30 in the morning having drinks. We did. That's no bullshit. Sorry.
Don't be. So I'm like, all right, that's where I'm gonna go for my first investigation ever. I'm like, I know this place. I grew up there. And I mean, the story of it is there's a baseball field behind the elementary school. In the mid 90s, a young man, he was either in his late teens or early 20s, had some mental issues. He broke up with his girlfriend, and he decided to hang himself on the backstop of the baseball field. In a small town of Litchfield, it said that a kid accidentally hung himself, so it wasn't getting any kind of bad press. But unfortunately, he took his own life. He felt like that was the only answer. And so go to this baseball field, and about 300 yards away is where I got my first EVP that I was talking about. It's called the No Body Cemetery, and it's at a church, and the church was across the street on the side of the river. And when the river overflowed back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, it took all the caskets away and all the tombstones. So when they moved the church and the cemetery across the street, they just put cookie cutter headstones, and they called it No Body Cemetery. And so
that's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah. So like what you'll see all the cookie cutters. There are people actually buried there later on, and it's only 300 yards from this baseball field. And like when we go there, with the stuff coming off our digital recorders, our spirit boxes and stuff, is the spirits just asking for help constantly. And we brought out another psychic medium, and I've talked to other people that have been there in the field, and they think that there's an elemental presence there.
Interesting.
One of the houses across the street from that school in the baseball field was part
Alan,
of
am I invited to that? just mess with you. Just let me know, brother.
So one of the houses across the street from the school in the baseball field was part of the Underground Railroad. Because I remember going there as a school trip to this house to see like where they hid the slaves and everything like that. And this was like the center of Litchfield when it was first found and back in the 1700s. And this is like this whole spot, and it is very, very heavy at that baseball field where we've been told we're being surrounded. And then the fog would roll in and everything like that. Candace and I, a couple years ago, we were out there and we heard a horse. We're off to the side. We're off like down the first baseline, and we hear a horse. She's like, "Did you just hear a horse?" I'm like, "Yeah, we heard a horse." And Candace's husband Derek is having an EVP session, talking to somebody that got killed by a horse. He was he did iron work back in like the 1700s for the town. So he was Swiss. The horse. And so he's saying that he got kicked by a horse and was killed by the horse. And at the same time, Candace and I are hearing a horse out there, and it's just very, very strange out there. And like I said, the whole stuff in my school, like say we're growing up and hearing all these stories, like they were saying, and when I asked people when I was older, they said it was poltergeist type activity, desk being moved into the center of the room, stuff being missing and then reappearing in another spot, and like the janitors like always having to pick up and stuff. So it's a crazy location right there. I can't wait to go back out there when the weather's warm again.
No, I think that maybe midsummer we should schedule that out.
Yeah, Candace, she used to be a dispatch for the police department there, so she knows all of them. She just calls and says, "Yeah, we're going to be out there tonight," and we've actually had the cops come out and investigate with us.
That's
nice.
Yeah, they come out. Yeah, they come out and like, "Yeah, can we?" Blah blah blah, and they've run from there. We've had the cop. There's a house across from the church that's part of the church, like a caretaker, but it's empty. And we saw a face in the window. I mean, and it looked human. So we called the police saying, "Hey, we think somebody's in that house. We're hearing noises over there." He went over, and next thing you know, he went behind the house that's towards the riverside. He come running back out, gun drawn. He's pointing behind him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm all done. I'm all done." He's like, "I'm hearing stuff back there. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm done."
No, fair enough. Alan, I saw your comment. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everybody does, yeah.
So yeah, no, I think maybe like midsummer, like when it's a little bit warmer, like we get me, you, Morgan, Derek, and Candace together.
Yeah.
And we all just go out there and we have a free for all and see what we can capture.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I love that location.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be two spots right there because, like I said, the Nobody Cemetery is 300 yards away. So the baseball field and that cemetery.
I do love me a good cemetery, but I can tell you that typically when you catch an attachment, that's where you catch it. From
experience. Yeah.
Candace and Morgan will set up a protection for us. I'm
not worried about that. If I go anywhere near a cemetery, had I known that we were going out there to look for the Oceanborn Mary grave, bring bug spray. I will not. I don't use bug spray. But
you will that night.
If I knew that we were going to the Oceanborn Mary Cemetery, I would have brought my stone bag. I have a stone bag because I'm Wiccan.
Yep.
And that would have given me my kind of like protective area. But I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah, so sorry. I was trying to surprise everybody.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I loved it. But if I know that we're going over there at this event, like when we meet up, then I'll definitely bring that with me and I'll be good. But don't get me wrong, Candace and Morgan, do your thing. Morgan might not be in here yet because I told her 10 minutes. Yeah. But so
are you done?
Yeah, by all means. Huh?
You're done? Are you
talking
finished?
about the field?
Don't you tell me what to do.
Boy.
I'll come through there. I'll come through here.
Come on.
But no, so I will bring my stone bag with me, but by all means, the extra protection does not hurt.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so that first EVP I caught there was, like I said, was at that Nobody Cemetery. I asked if this was their final resting place, and I got, it is not. And then I asked, is there any message you'd like to give me? And the Class A was get out, clear as day. And I actually left out. I didn't hear it at the time, but I literally left 5 minutes later. But yeah, that place is crazy.
That's awesome. So if you want to shoot Morgan a text real quick, Gwen, let her know we're done.
I am.
So can I ask you, besides the field,
besides
the baseball field, What is your craziest experience that you've ever had when investigating?
USS Salem with Mr. James Anito a few years ago. He was doing one of those events of, guided event. You get the pair of celebs in there and you
Of
go
course.
through a location, and him and I were just going down the hallway, and we were going from one room to one location to another inside there. I think we go down to the medical bay from the officer's room there, and I just saw a shadow and I was like, "Did you see that, James?" He's like, "It was a shadow, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And we're just watching it, just keep going back and forth, looking at us, peeking back in, and he just like, "All right, I'm gonna go check it out." He took maybe 3 or 4 steps, and that thing came towards us, and he came back the other way. So he came running, and
Yes, you've been summoned.
yeah. James and Ito came running back towards me, and we went the other way for a little bit, stopped, looked back, and it wasn't there anymore. So that was probably the most intense experience I had, was that shadow just coming around the corner and coming towards us instead of away from us. So yeah.
So let me ask you, have you ever thought about, because you've been in the field for a very long time, a lot longer than I knew, to be honest.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about writing a book on your experiences?
No, I haven't. That thought has never crossed my mind. It really hasn't. Again, I really like doing it, and it's not for to write a book or anything like that. I'm sure I got some crazy stories about locations. Going to a location is stepping into history for me. You get either from the caretakers or the event planners or something. You get in a history lesson, and then I always like put myself in that time period they start talking about, and I just actually breathe in that history, and that's what I like doing. Going to a location and getting that history lesson and trying to see if I could capture history by paranormal activity. Like it's a real thrill for me doing that.
I love it. I love it. So can I ask you?
Yep.
You don't have to name the location by name, okay? Has there ever been a location that has been so hyped up by, I guess you could say, social media or whatever you see on television, that you have had the opportunity to visit that just straight up disappointed you?
I wasn't there that long, but the inside of the Conjuring house, the inside of it, outside,
right. Okay.
I was getting a lot more stuff happening. Going down by the stone wall, going out to the bridge in the river, going a little bit past that, but like the inside, I wasn't really like scared or having a lot of like, oh my gosh, this, they made movies off this place, it's supposed to be all spooky. I never really got that from the inside of it. So
Interesting, because so many people claim the inside. Like, I know the outside is claimed to have a ton of activity, but I've also told the inside is as well. But you're not the first person I've ever had say that the inside isn't as active as most people claim.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say what people have experienced there, and maybe that it goes crazy, but to me, my personal opinion was I felt a little bit disappointed from the inside of the Conjuring House investigating, and maybe it was an off night. And nothing was happening that time, so that could be it too. But the outside was definitely worth it. Yeah.
So that's a fair assessment. It could have just been a slow night for the inside. Maybe the spirits outside were more active. I mean, that does happen.
Yeah.
So before we get to my final question, because I see we got about 6 minutes left, has there ever been a location that you've been to that kind of stirred your nerves so much that you would be hesitant to go back?
It's definitely the Hinsdale. That was like the first like well-known location I went to investigate, and just like all the hype going into it kind of sent me in a bad mindset. I saw some stuff happen to other people that I was with there that kind of shook me, and the outside, I saw some stuff that happened to some people that kind of shook me, and I've always said I don't think I could sleep here. I don't know if I would ever spend overnight here. So every time I go out, I book a hotel that's near there, and I go to the hotel because I don't know if it's me, but I've seen a lot of stuff happen there. So
So do you think it's possibility that it could be psychosomatic? Like you don't want to be there just because based off of what you've experienced and what you've heard?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, I could be totally psyching myself up, but I've seen stuff happen to people that I'm close to, that are friends, that are still affecting them to this day. And I'm like, and I was just like, okay, something negative happened to my friend, and I don't want, and that's why I would be very hesitant to spend the night overnight there.
Well, I can tell you that when I go to the Beer Brawl in Broadhead at Wisconsin, I kind of brought this on myself. It was my own stupidity, I'm gonna be honest. Which I have a habit of doing that.
No.
So
I want to add something when you get finished to that about this.
We're doing a charity thing where, depending on the amount of money raised for the charity that we're doing, depends on how long I will spend in the boiler room chained to a chair blindfolded.
To each his own.
Yeah, might not have been my best decision in the moment.
All for charity. That's what you're going to keep telling yourself.
I have a better.
Well, here's the thing. It's for a charity of my choice.
Yeah.
And so I'm here for it.
Yep.
I'm all for it. So go ahead, Gwen. What were you going to say?
You know, that's all good and fine. I would go down there and do that voluntarily, but because I've been there. But I want to go. You and me, 3rd floor, blindfolded. We don't even have to be bolted down or anything. Just sit there for an hour. Nothing. Just us, headphones. See what happens. You know what area I'm talking about too. You know the area.
I do, because that's the area Morgan picked up on. Trust me, I'm well aware. And we're actually going to.
Morgan will.
No, we're actually going to do. So my plan is to do some form of experiment like that when we're there in June.
Yep.
Where I want to blindfold myself and sit myself in this specific room that I know that you're talking about.
That's where I want to go too. Yeah.
And have Morgan stand in the hallway and see what we can pick up on.
Well, let's do something together too, because I want to do that. I do.
I mean that's good. You know, want one here. You know what the saying goes,
Morgan,
right?
you'll do it with me, won't you? She'll do it with me. That's right.
Yeah, she's fearless.
Yeah,
she's fearless.
She is absolutely fucking fearless.
Yeah, she is. She is.
And it astounds me. So, before I see, we got about 2 minutes, like maybe a minute 30 seconds left before we have to cut off. Tom, like, where can people find you? Like, where can people find your work? Like, I know you don't post much on social media, but where can people find you?
I mean, just Thomas Donahue on Facebook and Instagram. So that's all I'm really on. I mean, I don't really post on Twitter too much. I mean,
it's a cesspool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have the only thing I've ever really posted on there is about my tortoises that I have. That's about it. So
I didn't know you had tortoises.
Yeah, I got 3 tortoises. So
that is awesome.
So I mean, I've shot videos of them, but yeah, like my mother always says, I have the perfect face for radio, so I don't like filming myself.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
And put I don't go around like that. I'll snap pictures at a location of like us, like you and me outside of a building or something like that, and the setup and going through stuff. But like the actual investigation, I'm not snapping pictures and filming to put on the internet or stuff like that. So, fair. Yeah, I mean, just always reach out to me I usually accept everybody's friend requests. So, well, that person looks cool.
Questionable as I've learned.
Bye, Alan. Bat.
So I always end my podcast with 3 questions, 2 of which are multi-part. So, question number 1. Everyone in the paranormal field has a bucket list. If you could travel to one haunted location, cost was not an option, fully paid for, where are you going?
I'll butcher the name, but Pavaglia Island.
Pavaglia
Island off of Italy.
Yes. I would love nothing more than to go to Pavaglia.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Pavaglia Island. You can bring one person with you. They do not have to be living. They can be alive or dead.
Oh,
and they do not have to be involved in the paranormal field. Who are you bringing with you, and why are you bringing that person?
I'm gonna say Harold Ramis on Ghostbusters.
Oh, but why?
Yeah,
Well,
I've not heard that one.
I mean, yes, he did Ghostbusters, but he was actually really into the paranormal. Him and Dan Aykroyd. I mean, I
Yes.
heard Dan Aykroyd grew up on a haunted farm that he lived at, and they actually were into parapsychology and stuff and try to track down like actual evidence and stuff like that. So I love to bring him there just to get his perspective on that and see what he would think of it.
I love that because Dan Aykroyd is actually a third-generation ghost hunter. Most people don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Wow.
He's a third generation. His great-great-grandfather and his grandfather and his father were paranormal investigators. So technically, he's the fourth generation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on my show at some point, but he'll never respond to me. I've sent like 5 emails. He's probably going to block me soon. But so we got Poveglia Island. You're bringing Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
You can only bring one piece of equipment with you, and I already have a feeling I know what this is going to be. What piece of equipment are you bringing with you, and why?
I would say dowsing rods, but since it's an island, I don't know with the water all around how that's gonna like translate. We're using the dowsing rods, so
you're throwing me off here.
Yeah, it's throwing me off too because now I don't know what I would. It would definitely have to be 4K ultraviolet night vision camera. Like I just got to see what's going on now.
There you go.
Yeah, I love
it. So we're going to Poveglia. We're bringing Harold Ramis with a 4K ultraviolet camera. That is honestly a very awesome answer. I never would have went with the ultraviolet camera. That threw me for a loop there. So kudos to you.
Yes, great answer.
But everyone, I thank you all for joining in. Tom, thank you so much for coming and spending a little bit over an hour.
Thank you for having us. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate it so much.
No, if you wouldn't mind hanging out in the background for like 5 minutes, we're gonna run one more ad, and I got a follow-up question for you, and I promise you, then I'll get out of your hair, which lack thereof.
We're twinning.
I have a lot, so I got enough for you too.
But yeah, so if you wouldn't mind hanging out in the background for just a few minutes, we're gonna run one more ad, brother, and I will get back to you.
Thank you.
All right.
I feel like that was an awesome show.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know enough about him. And Nate's like, it's okay. I'm like, I know. But then, when we talked with him before the show, I was like, nah, this is going to be great.
He's awesome. Like, Tom is one of my favorite people. And I know he's not in it for the fame, but I really do wish that he is a little bit more well-known because he does great work.
He sounds like he does. I mean, I you know what? If I ever get up that way and we get up together like I would really love to, maybe he can be one of the folks that comes.
No, trust me, the guy knows his shit.
Yeah, he sounds like he does. And not bragging in a way. Yeah. Thank you, Candace.
No, he doesn't brag at all. Like, he's very humble. And let me tell you, like, one of my favorite people, I just feel like that was an amazing show. There was a good conversation. We didn't touch on everything I wanted to touch on because I wanted to ask his opinions on cryptids and stuff. But we just kind of went into conversation mode, which we kind of knew in the pre-show that was going to happen.
Oh, so, great. Well, he can always come back. We'll put him on the calendar.
Oh, I'll definitely have him back.
Definitely have him back. So.
But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I know Gwen's got another show here shortly.
I do, but I do have 2 things to add.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I know Gwen has another show.
I do. We have a little bit of we got some new people coming for shows and stuff, and I know I got just watch out for the new stuff. It's coming soon, as well as the stuff that's already here. And of course, Nate's awesome, and Jeremy's coming up at 9:30, and his energy, just watch it and you'll catch it. And that
definitely watch Twisted Tales after this show.
Yes, do. And he's got Matt Warner. Yes, he does. So, and me and
him were talking a little bit on the phone before our show tonight. So
that's cool. Yeah, look forward to him. We had him on that time, and he was great. One more thing for everybody who tried to watch me on Monster Quest last week: because of the Olympics. They moved it. So do me a favor, Friday night, if you can, 10 p.m. Eastern, come watch, come support. I have a little bitty spot in there, but if you would, come and watch, that'd be awesome.
We're telling our audience what to do.
No, I'm just asking them if they would. So yeah, and I know Jeremy will be there.
No, they definitely should check it out. Definitely should.
Yeah, check it out. And next week, tell them who we got.
Next week, if all goes as planned, I have the Cabin on 360, which is a haunted cabin down in your area, Gwen.
Yeah.
So, trying to get that figured out. We're having a little bit of logistics issue at the moment, but I feel like we're going to get it worked out.
Okay.
But however, so if all goes right, next week, we're going to have either the Cabin on 360 or we're going to have a surprise guest. And I don't even know who the fuck it's going to be, but it's going to be a surprise
It'll
to me.
Surprise you, right? You're going to let me pick?
It'll be a surprise to me, too. But that being said, I want to thank Thomas Donahue for coming on the show. And welcome to the Paranormal Unveiled family. I will definitely have you back on at a later date. But other than that, guys, everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to stay tuned for Twisted Tales with Jeremy Cotter. It's going to be an amazing show with Matt Warner. And I will see you all next week. Same spooky time, same spooky network.